Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another StarCraft 2 cast with me, District StarCraft, and I'm back with the Parting versus Life series that I have going on my YouTube channel right now. The current score is 2-1 in favor of Life, so if you haven't seen the 2 or the 3 previous games, be sure to check them out. They're all on my YouTube channel, and they were actually all really good. But in this game, spawning here in the bottom right on King Sejong Station as our purple Protoss player, it is Parting. And up in the top left, representing K2 Rollster, it's Life. So, you know, spoiler warning, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the previous game, go check them out, because I want to talk, real quickly about them and why this series has been so good. These are some of the best players in the world. I would say Parting is the best Protoss player. CJ and Sis Hero, or is he just called CJ Hero nowadays? Either way, that hero is pretty darn good. But other than him, I would say Parting is the best Protoss player in the world. And Life is definitely the best Zerg player, I think. So, these are some really good players, and they've showed some great games. In the first game, we saw, of course, the 2-gate from Parting. So cute, pulling out a 2-gate in the first game in the GSL finals. Life held it off pretty easily after scouting it out. And then in the second game, Parting just went for great cannon rush. And even then, with just cannon rushes, you could see how well they both played and how good of a player like Parting is. He played it out beautifully, but so did Life. He had a perfect response, went for 2-base Swarm Host with the Nida Swarm, and just killed off Parting, man. He just rolled him over, so 2-0 lead for Life there after the first 2 games. And then in the third game, Life tried to be aggressive, but Parting held it off. He held off that Roachling aggression. Didn't lose too much. He lost quite a bit, but it was still ahead. At least far enough to go ahead and finish that game, so... Here, moving into the fourth game, we'll see what these players bring to the table. We have a Life going for a pretty early third base. This is no 3 base before hatchery, but still, it's an early third hatchery at around the 3:10, I think it was, which is pretty early. Well, that's super early for in the CVP matchup. By the way, did you see the triple hatch before pool that Jadon went for? That was a cool game versus Gung Fu Panda or Gung Fu Panda in the WCS. I don't know what round it is, but either way, it was a cool game. So, and yeah, I'm just really curious to see what these players are going to be doing in this game. As we all know, Parting, he likes his Blink Stalkers, and he's really good with them. But we'll see what he does with tech choices in this game. He's already got a pylon coming up over here on the right hand side, and we'll see if he goes with some kind of proxy shenanigans. Notice that this is not super early. He's still on double gas. He hasn't taken like super quick third and fourth and gone crazy with all the gas. No, this is like standard timing on whatever proxy is going to do, but he just wants it hidden. That's all he wants to achieve with this, whatever it's going to be. Could be Twilight for DTs, but it could also be Stargate. My guess is Stargate. I think it's a better choice, or it's just my personal preference. I just like Stargates a lot more than Twilight and Dark Shrines. And there we go, there's the Stargate coming down from Parting. And as I said, it's at a relatively standard timing, and it's not designed to surprise his opponent. Well, it is designed to surprise, but not really to deal a ton of early damage. He's not really giving up a lot of economy for this. It's more to be hidden and perhaps force out some extra stuff out of Life, a few extra Zerglings or a few extra spines. Perhaps he's a bit scared. I don't know. It's a good choice nonetheless, I think. But we'll see how Life responds to it. He is one of the best Zerg players, as I said, and I think he's going to have a pretty well thought out response. Of course, he's not going to spot that Stargate anytime soon, but he's still making a few lings here just to be safe. And as you can see, he's spreading them out on the map to get good vision over the entire map. And Parting, he's starting an Oracle right now, but there we go. As I said, Life is so good. He knows there's got to be something going on. I didn't see anything with the links in the main base, so he's like, there's got to be a proxy out there somewhere. I better drop these Spore Crawlers. And these Spore Crawlers will, of course, be very useful against this Stargate play, but they could also have been used against potential DT play. So it's a really good investment from Life. And now this Oracle is not going to do anything. Well, it is parting, man. He's probably going to get some sort of damage done with it, like map control wise, or later on. He's not just going to give up on dealing damage. He's going to try to get some damage dealt here and there. He's actually following up with a second Oracle as well, which is kind of cool. And we'll see how he transitions out of this. For now, the Twilight Council is coming down. Of course, like, early Hydralisks are going to deal relatively well with this. Hydras are, of course, designed to take out like small gateway forces and air forces as well. And you really need Colossi or Archons, High Templars to deal with them, as standard gateway units aren't that great against them. But look at this. Yeah, I told you he's gonna find some value out of these oracles somewhere. Cleaning up the map control, so that is nice for him. But yeah, he's probably gonna go for Blink, man. And then when he goes for Blink, there we go. Hydralisks are coming out, and that's an early infestation pit as well. So is this going to be for? Yeah, well, it could be for early Swarm Hosts. We'll see what he decides to go for. It could be super early Hive, or it could be for Swarm Hosts. And Swarm Hosts on King Sejong, I think, are alright. I can't really remember. I don't remember how good they are. But I think they're pretty good. It looks like a decent map for them. So, but still, the Hive is coming up, so we're not going to see Swarm Hosts probably. Instead, we're probably going to see early Vipers with a Roach Hydra Force. And as you can see, these Hydralisks are popping now at the 9-minute mark. And as I said earlier, you really need Colossi, High Templars, or Archons to deal with them. And now he's just going to have Blink Stalker Sentry. And in low numbers, sure, it can work. With some great Blink Micro and Force Fields, you're probably going to be able to whittle down that Hydralisk army after a while. But here, these Hydralisks are out so early. I think they're going to be the perfect counters to whatever Parting is trying to do with this push. He hasn't got a forward pylon up, I don't think, so he's forced to warp in at home. So we'll see. This is going to be a tricky situation for Parting. Life's Hive is about to finish up at the 10:30 minute mark. It's going to be done at 11, so that's a super early Hive, and he's going to have a lot of Vipers available, and Vipers are great. They're fantastic against Stalker heavy compositions. Blinding Cloud is so good against Stalkers. It's going to mess with the AI completely. So if that is what Life is going for, then yeah, there we go. Parting is going to have a hard time holding this off. I would like to see him sort of transition into some Colossi play, because he spotted these early Hydralisks, and he's a good player. He must know that there is an early Hive coming out, or perhaps he doesn't. I don't know. It's going to be hard for him to make anything happen here. I guess he believes in his Force Field and Blink control, and don't get me wrong, it's one of the best in the world. But is it going to be enough? Well, we're about to find out. These are slow Hydralisks, fortunately, for Life, or for Parting rather, so you can Force Field them off a lot easier. They do have Groot Spines done though, which is going to make them a whole lot more effective against this army. Life is trying to set up a two-pronged attack right now, but great Force Fields coming down. Ooh, the Magic Core goes down. That is not good for Parting. He's losing his like evacuation plan, and the pylon goes down as well. But losing that Magic Core was not the best. Parting, ooh, an offensive Blink against a lot of these Hydralisks. Not the best choice, I don't think. He's going to be able to pick them off, but not for free, that's for sure. He lost a lot of Stalkers in that process. But it was kind of an even fight, but not really. I think Parting lost more, to be honest. Ooh, first Blinding Cloud coming down, not the best. Life wasn't really able to push the envelope there and deal some damage to these Stalkers. Parting just pulled back. Here we go, moving in once again. Ooh, offensive Blinks, not a huge fan of them, but his Force Field control is good enough, I think, to save him. It's a close battle right here, but I think Life is going to be able to eke out a lead here in the end, especially with these amazing Blinding Clouds coming down in the units lost. Things are starting to even out a bit more. Life hasn't traded that cost effectively, but he's starting to right now, and he's just dealing more and more damage to Parting here. And his sentries are running low on energy as well. Life is coming in once again with a two-pronged attack and just, he's cleaning it up. Life had to take advantage going into this fight with the Hydralisk. They are so good against gateway compositions, so Life already had the advantage going into the fight, and then he just completely outmacroed his opponent. It's 177 supply to 105. We're at the 13-minute mark, and Life is almost maxed out, even though he's taken a lot of losses during that battle. Life, how do you do this? How? incredible play out of Life. That's just the thing. Okay. Parting, that was a cute attack, but it was a bit too late. I mean, it was perhaps sort of a build order win here for Life. But I feel like with those other Hydralisks out, it would have been better for Parting to just pull out when he saw them and just go home and try to transition out of it. But now Life is going to have a huge advantage moving into this fight. As you can see, he is now maxed out. He has got a huge army, and he's also ahead in tech. Parting does have the upgrade advantage here with the +2 against +1. But is it going to be enough? Well, it's already lost a few Stalkers going into this fight, and they're relatively even in resources. Life is starting to break through at the third, and this is going to be a difficult engagement to take for Parting as well. It's a very hard angle to really get a good concave. But he's going to try his best nonetheless. Life is getting on top of this Protoss army though. Lightning Cloud coming down as well. But is Parting holding on? He's warping in more Stalkers, and this Life Force is getting whittled down slowly, reinforcing roaches from the back. So I think Life is going to be able to break through. He's got reinforcements coming across the map constantly. As you can see, Parting is doing this best job of microing, but he's lost 17 probes as well. Here's the third, so he's gonna lose his income completely. 67 harvesters to 54. So Life just completely overwhelming him now. And every second that goes by, Parting falls further and further behind. And I think the third is going to fall as well. Parting is doing a nice job so far of holding this off. But, I mean, Life doesn't even have to trade cost effectively anymore. Now he's got the income advantage and the, tech advantage. He's ahead in every single way except for the upgrades. And he can just take this fight. It doesn't matter that roaches are pretty damn bad against Stalkers. You can just fight here. With the Blinding Cloud as well, this is still a cost-effective fight for him. Even though it doesn't need to be cost-effective. So he's just pushing through here. And Parting may be able to hold off this force, but with the constant reinforcements coming across the map, I think Parting is going to be losing this fourth game. And there we go. GG is called, and Life takes game number 4. So 3-1 lead for Life now. So let's jump into game number 5.